Hi friends, we are back with another video and we are going to take another question from Blind 75 series. This is 206 reverse linked list. This is first question from the linked list questions and this is reverse linked list. This is an easy mark question. So let's understand the question. But before that, first try to understand the linked list. So I'll briefly explain what linked list is. So linked list is a data structure where each of the node in the linked list will have two things. It will have a value which can have any number, anything. Let's say for an example, the value is 1 and it will have a next field which will again have a similar structure like this. This is a node of linked list and the next will have the same structure as this node, right? And in the questions, you can see that Leetcode has already created a class called list node, which takes two values, val and next, and it stores it in two variables called val and next. Next is again, as I was explaining, this will be again in node. So let's say if we need to create a new node, we can always create an object of this class. So linked list can be created using a class, like here they have created list node, or they can be created simply by this object, and that should have two things in it, two keys, the value and the next. And next will again have a similar structure. So the linked list, as we know, it's unlike arrays. We can't go and get the values in middle of the linked list. We have to start from the first value and then keep moving forward one by one. Then we can go at the last. So if it would have been an array question, we could have simply reversed the values, right? We could have made swapped the value 5 with 1, 4 with 2, and we would have easily got the list as reverse. But in linked list, that is not the way to do it, since we can't get the values directly, right? We can't get the values in O of one time directly, like we know the index and we go and get the values. Here we have to move forward with the help of head. From head we can go here, from here to we can go to next node, from here we can go to next node, and likewise. So that is how we can do the traversal in linked list. And I have already explained how the node looks like in linked list. Now how we can traverse it, sorry, how we can reverse it. So for reversing, we know that the last few observation before we actually get into that, the last node of linked list points to null. So if we have to reverse it, our first node should be pointing to null, right? And every link should be reversed. So now what we have to do, the first should get pointed towards null, right? So we can have a previous kind of node so that we always know what is my previous value. So for 1, what is the previous value? There is no value and it should point to null. So previous should be null for the first node. Now first is pointing to 2, so I have to break this. But if I break this, then I'll forget what is my next, right? What is my next? So before breaking this connection, I should take the next node and store it somewhere. So whatever is my current next, I mean, if I have this node as 1, whatever is the one's next, I will be storing in the next. So now I am secured that, okay, don't worry, I can just go ahead and break this connection. Now after breaking this connection, one should not point to 2, one should point to previous. So current dot next should become previous. So one should now be pointing to the previous value to it, because next value, it has broken the bond. So it should point to the previous value. To start with, previous will be null, because first node, there is no previous, so previous is null. So now my first value is pointing to the previous value. So done. I have reversed this node, but I have to repeat this for the next node. So I have to go to the second node now, that is 2 here, and do the same thing. So I need to move forward. So my current should become, what is my current now? That should be previous, right? So my previous value will be my current node. Why I'm making current value as previous? Because I'm moving forward. I'm going to 2. So if I'm going to 2, what is the previous value for 2? Previous value for 2 is 1, right? Previous value for 2 is 1. So that's why my current value is becoming previous. So now previous is done. What is my current value then? So my current value will be the previous next value. So in previous node, when we were at 1, what was the next value? Next value was this. We have stored it in one variable. So we can just use that to make our current. And we can just keep on doing it. And at the end, we can return the previous. Why we should return the previous? Because at the end, we'll come here. At the end, we'll come here. And what is our next? Next is null. right? So after doing all the things, my previous will be pointing to this, my next will be at the null position. So the head of linked list will be here. So that is why at the last I have to return the previous. So if I try run this for you people to have more understanding, initially to start with, my previous is null. My current would be, I will just call it as 1 here, right? And my next would be 2. Now what I have to do? I have to break the bond, right? So first of all, I can't directly just write next like 2. What I can do is I should write like current dot next, which is now 1, which is now 2 basically. And now current dot next, current is 1, dot next should become previous, and previous value will be the current value. Current is 1 now. Now previous is becoming 1, right? After that, current will be next. So if we have to try run, initially we see that current is 1, previous is null. So I will just write all this current, previous, and next. Current is 1, previous is null, next is 2. After I perform this operation of breaking this bond, so current next will become null, right? Because current will be pointing to previous, this will be pointing to previous, and previous, the current value will become the previous. So the current value will become the previous. So what is the current value now? 1. So the previous value will become the 1. And what is going to be current now? So next value will become the current now. And what is going to be next? Next will become the 3 now. Following the same thing, we will move forward after breaking the bond, after doing this operation. So what is going to be my previous? The previous will be 2 because it was current before. Now what is going to be by current? Current will be 3. And what is going to be next? That would be 4. Here also what is going to be my current? Sorry, what is going to be my previous? So whatever was the current before will be my previous, and whatever was the next before will be my current. And what is my next? Next would be 5. At the next, what is going to be my previous? So previous is going to be my current, previous, current. And what is going to be my current? Current is going to be the next value, the previous next, that was 5. And what is going to be my next? Next is going to be null because there is no value after this. And after this, what is going to be my previous? So previous is going to be my previous current, so 5. And what is going to be my current? Current is going to be my previous next, so that is null. And what is going to be next? Next is again nothing but null. So at the end, I am left with 5 in the previous here, and I can just return the 5. Now every bond has been reversed. So we will just try to use the same thing and code this up. So let's see this in the action. So to start with, what all we want? We want a previous value. Previous will be initially null, and then we'll have the current value. Current value will be the head to start with, and then we will be having a loop, will be going till we have the current value. If current is not null, we'll be going on and on. So before actually breaking the bond of my current value with the next value, I will keep the next in a next variable, and I will keep the current dot next in next. Now I have stored the next of my current node, so I can easily put something here, right? So current dot next will become current dot next. I can point to previous because I know this is the next, which I know that this node next has having information about the next, and I'm breaking it. That I've stored in the next node, and now I'm good to keep any other value in it. So I'm going to keep the previous value in it. So I have broken the bond and created a new bond. So now I need to move forward. So if I need to move forward, so what will be my previous? So my previous value will be my current, and what is going to be the current? Current will be the next. So I will name it as prib. Here also prib. Okay. And at the end, I know that this node next has having information about the next, and I'm breaking it. That I've stored in the next node, and now I'm good to keep any other value in it. So I'm going to keep the previous value in it. So I have broken the bond and created a new bond. So now I need to move forward. So if I need to move forward, so what will be my previous? So my previous value will be my current, and what is going to be the current? Current will be the next. So I will name it as prib. Here also prib. Okay. And at the end, we can just go and return the previous value. Let's run it and see if this works. And this works fine. Let's submit it and check for the other test cases. And this is working fine. So I hope that you have understood the solution well. If you have understood it and liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. There will be more videos coming in soon. Keep watching. See you in the next video.